Ladies, if fake tequila effing up your fat loss. My twins are over there. This is the Don Julio tasting that you got to see. So Don Julio, talked my fair of SHIT on them because they are in the middle of a class action lawsuit. Class action? I believe it's class action. Could be not. From a firm out here. I'm sorry about the energy, by the way. I got 2 sick kids and couldn't sleep. Got the baby monitor up all night. Now bueno. But anyways, it's a lawsuit by a firm here in North Hollywood that third-party tested Don Julio and Casamigos because they have the same parent company, they have the same owners, and basically what they found was 33 and 43% agave. Now, why does that matter? Well, to be considered actually real tequila, it needs to be 51% or more agave. So not only is it fake tequila, I'm pretty positive they tested a Blanco, and the Blanco said, yeah, it's 33. I think it was 33 or 43. I can't remember which one was Don Julio and which one was Casamigos. But anyways, Don Julio only reached out to me. They DM'd me the other week because, talk a lot of shit. A lot of stuff went viral. I'm guessing someone sent it to them, and they were nice enough. They were, super professional, as I would expect. Sent me a really nice DM. I said, hey, just a heads up, those allegations are false, and we'd actually love to set up a private testing for you. Sorry about the background noise if you guys can hear that. We'd love to set up a private testing for you, and with one of our brand ambassadors. And it was a PR company, so I'm guessing they're just doing damage control because this is all over the Instagram interwebs. There's also rumblings of agave farmers getting price gutted, so it's also something I want to ask about. The interesting thing about Don Julio, though, the Don Julio's, the guy who created Don Julio, his son, it has Lalo tequila, which is a additive-free. They call it the gateway to additive-free tequila. It's really clean. If you are looking to get into additive-free tequila, I would start with that, Lalo. That was his nickname, Lalo. I don't know what his real name is. But anyways, you're probably thinking, why does that matter for fat loss and hormone health? Well, I've heard the comment that all alcohol is poison. Well, that's like saying all processed food is poison because there's a difference between a chocolate bar and a protein bar in terms of how bad it is for you, right? Having these black and white statements and putting everything in a binary 0-1. Well, that's the same thing that's going to create an all-in, all-out mindset. That's going to bastardize foods, and we start seeing nutrition as something that's good or bad instead of seeing what it really is a continuum. We're not made of fucking glass, right? Obviously, the more anti-inflammatory we can eat, the better. But that's the difference between you doing something dumb like trying to cut out alcohol for dry January and you actually teaching your brain moderation. That's the difference between you gaining and losing the same 10 or 30 pounds versus you actually losing 30 to 10 pounds and keeping them off for the rest of your life. Okay, so anyways, I have the testing set up today, the private tasting. But I'm going to grill them. I'm going to be real with them, and I'm tired as fuck, so I'm in a grouchy mood right now anyways, so I'm just going to be real with them. Just be like, dude, why are these even happening in the first place? And why are you guys only reaching out to me and not Casamigos? Because they're looped in with that. They have the same parent company, Diageo. So, yeah. Fake tequila, why does it matter? So, in the fat loss hierarchy, obviously, macros, calories, they matter, right? But I'm assuming that we can control those variables because the variable of inflammation and food quality and food type and what you consume is going to be all over the place. So if I took 2 volume-matched eating versions of yourself, so I had version of you A, version of you B, and you ate the same exact macros, right? But we changed up the food. Well, that's what we're really looking at because I'm assuming that you're hitting your macros, deficit, all that stuff. So what we really want to look at is the inflammation spectrum. Now, in terms of the whole hierarchy of alcohol, there's the biggest effect from the higher the ABV. The higher the ABV, the lower the fat metabolism, and vice versa. So this is liquor. Obviously, it slows down the fat metabolism the most, but that's only up to 4 hours max, and it's only up to 70% total tops. So again, these black and white statements need to die. But the additives they put in here, allegedly, and a fake tequila, with no agave. Tequila Blanco in the inflammation spectrum is the best because it's from the agave plant. It's very clean, very easy on the system, right? Not a lot of congeners, which is the chemical byproducts of fermentation. But when you have a lot of additives, when you have poor distillation and fermentation process where they're skipping steps, where they're not letting the agave age as much as it should. It's a huge one. They're taking these baby agave plants and really just, basically right away, they're making tequila out of them. That's not a good thing. You want to age the agave plant, I think up to 20 years. So skipping on a lot of these steps is going to cause worse hangovers, worse chemical byproducts of the fermentation distillation process. They can also add things in here. For example, some companies will add like colorings in, glycerol, a lot of things. So from an inflammation standpoint, that's why it's important that we look at the quality of the actual alcohol for fat loss and hormone health. So I have my testing set up today. I'll do a video for tomorrow and kind of do an update. But yeah, looking forward to it. If you want my approved alcohol list from Costco or Total Wines with full tequila in there, just DM me on Instagram and I'll get those both to you. Love y'all.